Now, the focus on binge drinking and its consequences may be having some encouraging side effects.
There's been a jump in the number of people signing up to an online program designed to help people rethink their relationship with alcohol. Let's take a look at the Hello Sunday Morning campaign.
Many of us grow up in a culture that's embedded with drinking. It's at the dinner table, it's at our births, our deaths, and everything in between. And I'm not here to say that this is a bad thing. It's just how things have developed over the last couple of centuries. It's the culture that we have all inherited. But what if there was another way? What if confidence doesn't actually cost 10 schooners?
Jamie Moore is the General Manager of the Hello Sunday Morning website and he joins us now. Jamie, good morning.
Thanks for having
me. Good morning.
How you doing?
So, who are you and how did you get involved in something like this?
Yeah, so I'm the General Manager of Hello Sunday Morning and I met our founder, who you all just heard then, Chris Rain, when I was 23. And basically he challenged me to think about the way I drink, really.
Were you drinking a lot then?
Yeah, I was like any other 20-year-old guy on the weekends. I would drink every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and that's really all I thought there was in life. And I would take breaks every now and then, but always with the idea that at the end I would just go for it, basically. And Chris challenged me to take a break, but also during that time think, do I even need alcohol to do those things I think I need?
What was a typical night for you back then? How many drinks would you knock back?
Oh, 10 to 12 easily, and I think that's something that a lot of young people and a lot of young guys do.
And when you started your night off, the ambition was to write yourself off. It was to get drunk.
That was one of the goals of the night, and more so I was drinking for confidence and I was drinking to fit in with my mates and drinking to, I guess, deal with the stress of the week.
Yes.
And that's why a lot of people drink and they don't realise that.
So what does this online offer give you?
Basically for people to take a break and actually see what it's like without alcohol for a period of time. A lot of people 40, 50 or 25 years old and they've never taken more than a month off. So why not take 3 months off and see what that does for you?
Importantly, it's not aimed at alcoholics, it's aimed at people who might, have only a couple of glasses, but two or three glasses every night of the week, to wind back from that. Yeah,
so I guess Hello Sunday Morning is for anybody. So it's for the people who are really heavy drinkers and have tried other things and it hasn't worked for them, or it's for those people you mentioned who have a couple of glasses and they want to do something about our drinking culture.
Yeah.
Often with these sorts of behavioural change mechanisms, there needs to be a support structure in place so that when people are reaching out for either the cigarette or the drink, there's someone there to help. Does the website offer that?
Yeah, so the basis of the website is you take a 3 or 12-month break and you actually blog about that experience. And the thing is, the people closest to us, they actually make it the hardest for us to do that. So your friends, your family, your best mates, you say, I'm going to take a 3-month break, they'll all give you a hard time.
Yeah.
But there's 25,000 people on Hello Sunday Morning who actually understand how important that is.
Yep.
And so when you blog that I had a rough day today and normally I would drink but I chose not to and I went for a walk, they'll actually be there in your corner.
In that answer, you've really hit on the issue, which is that drinking is so much a part of our culture that very few of us accept non-drinking. And I'll put myself in that. I've been there with situation friends saying, no, I won't have a drink, and me saying, oh, come on, have one. And I'll think, what are you doing?
Yeah.
This person doesn't want to drink. Why is it so important to me that that person drink? And that's the question.
Yeah, we have a culture where it's that why, do you want to drink? I know I'm okay, why?
Why would you be okay with that alcohol?
And for us, why is that a question? Like, people should be able to just move on with the next topic of conversation, but it's almost like someone's drinking my drinking's so reflective on you. So if I'm not drinking, then
I'm a bad host.
Oh, you start looking at yourself and you go, oh, if they're not drinking, like, how are we going to have fun? Or are they judging me? And you're sort of challenging whether you reach for your glass, which shouldn't be an issue. Like, it should be a choice, not an expectation.
And you find people taking part of the program go back and they still drink, but far less than they used to.
And that's definitely the point of the program. So about 2% never drink again. Okay. And they're probably people who shouldn't be drinking, but the vast majority, they just change completely. So myself now, I drink, like, I can't think of the last time I had 10 or 12, but I still drink, but just in a very much more moderate way.
And how good is it? How good is it to wake up completely clear-headed on a Sunday morning?
That's the feeling. That's what we all love. On a Sunday, I like to wear my Hello Sunday Morning singlet and just get out and about, do some sort of coffee PR.
That's just sounding like you're a member of a cult. Okay. We don't want to swap one problem for another. Interestingly, we've been discussing all this morning, of course, the change to the lockout laws and the 3 a.m. cut-off laws in Sydney. Is that something that you think and your organisation thinks would be effective?
It's part of the solution, I think. At the moment, we're probably not quite ready as a country just to start drinking moderately or consciously, as we like to say. So this is certainly part of the solution, but people need support. So people don't just need to be told they can't drink after 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
They need support to stop drinking after 2 or not drinking so much before.
Well, what occurs to me is that it simply time limits the issue. Or won't it simply encourage those young people, if they're not being engaged with about the idea of that you've been discussing, why are you drinking so much? Why do you feel a need of a Friday night to write yourself off? Then they'll just get to the written off point more quickly, won't they?
Well, you've touched on it completely. There's this huge demand to get drunk in our country.
Yes.
Amongst not just young people, but everybody.
No, that's right.
Just for the sake of it.
So if we don't change the
That's
demand...
the why. Do you think you have an answer to that?
We think that supporting people to take a break is part of that answer. So you need to challenge people to do the things they normally need booze to do.
Let me rephrase the question. Do you have an explanation for that as to why in Australia there's such a need to write yourself off when you drink, to drink until you fall down?
We've glorified drunkenness, I guess. You know, David Boone, who drank, you know, a carton on the way to London. We've got a Prime Minister back in the day who was glorified for sculling a beer. And we've just told ourselves stories over 100 years that alcohol is needed for fun. So we need to change that story, and people need to, you know, go, yeah, I can drink or I can not drink and still have the life that I want to have.
It's fascinating. Well, look, we'll see how many people sign up to this. It's sort of like a more permanent Feb fast, isn't it?
Yeah, in a way, but it's not a donation system. It's
Yes.
very much about you, and we never ask you to donate money or your friends to donate money. And I'd rather you write 20 blogs during your 12 weeks than give us $500, basically.
Jamie Moore, thanks for joining us today.
Great, thanks for having me.
so
Appreciate
much.
it.